They're not as scary as they sound, and yet they pack enough artillery to slay some demons, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. We sat down earlier this year with Demon Hunter, and man, they are awesome.
You're gonna want to get your ninja on, so stay right there. The revolution starts now.
Welcome to The Revolution, a show with killer music and razor-sharp truth. I'm George.
And I'm Kat. We've got an awesome show. We've got my favorite band on today, Demon Hunter. Yes, we sat down with them in Nashville. It was such an honor. And man, what tattoos. You guys are going to get to see them in just a few minutes. But first, let's get you rock on.
Demon Hunter's reaching out to the metalheads like Kat over here. They've been on tour relentlessly lately, and they're all over the place in the mainstream right now. And you see people on their websites and on their forums saying, hey, I've been listening to you for a year and I didn't even know you guys were Christian. What's up with that? And on today's show, you're gonna hear a little bit more about that.
We got crazy stories. They've been on Fuse TV. Headbangers Ball, y'all. I mean, it's so cool. And you know, they're reaching out there to the kids in the bars. That's what the Great Commission is all about. Here is Demon Hunter.
We've had some moderate success outside of like the Christian market, like with videos like on Headbangers Ball and MTV2, and we were on a couple of soundtracks to move like Resident Evil 2 and like things like that, Headbangers Ball soundtrack. So it's real funny because some people just like, I think the whole thing with the metal industry or that scene is that like they see the demon part and they can't get past that. So they automatically assume, oh wow, demon, like hard, like crazy evil band. And so we'll have these dudes come into our shows that are just like, you know, Slayer t-shirts and like tribal tattoos, and they're like, but they're so hardcore. They come up to you at the show and they're like hugging you and they're like, you guys were just expletive, best band I've ever seen. And you're just like, awesome. But it's cool because it opens up, it gives you an opportunity to talk to those people. And then they realize we've got so many people on our message board that go, I just found out Demon Hunter was a Christian, man, and I've been listening to you guys for 2 years. What's up? Like, you guys are awesome. So it's like, no, it's cool because well, it's like, no, like, what's up? Like, we didn't even know, like, and then we started paying attention to the lyrics and like, something's different about this. And then they find out and it's like, but they still remain a fan. It doesn't turn them off at all, which is cool.
Yeah, a lot of people when they open that CD booklet and start reading the lyrics and, you know, looking at the things we've said in interviews and things like that, you know, if you look, not even that hard, if you take a look at the band, I don't think there's going to be any way you can not figure out where we stand.
It's kind of, you know, funny that, I mean, that's what Demon Hunter is about, is like complete imperfection. And I mean, everyone's imperfect, but, you know, there are a lot of people out there that, you know, say they're sharing the gospel and stuff and will come across like I could do no wrong, you know what I mean? And a lot of fans will get sucked into that, you know, and think, gosh, like there's such good people, and I mean, yeah, people are nice, people are you know, have good hearts and stuff and have good intentions, but you know, I think that's the focus of the band is like, look, we're imperfect, we struggle with demons of all kind, and so do you. You know, let's talk about it, you know?
We're all men, we sin. Not just men, like, as in, like, you know, men versus women, but just we're all human beings, and, like, I mean, we're created, man. I mean, it's just like, we're created in God's image, but as soon as you're born, you're just born into a world of sin. It's like, I mean, I struggle with things on a daily basis, you know what I mean? Wanting to being like a young adult who's single and out in the world and, like, trying to be, like, a social butterfly, if you will. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard because these days it's all about, like, you know, going out, partying, hanging out, and, like, it's hard to meet, like, you know, people that are like-minded a lot of times, even in churches, because I think a lot of times there's so many like hidden motives in the reason people go to like people go to church. It's like I almost have become disenchanted with like not the church necessarily. Like I still loved going to church, but the church people sometimes, like especially in like, you know, a town like Nashville, which is just like the centerpiece hub of Christian music. And it's like you go to a church and it's just, you know, it's the guy in like khaki pants, like cargos and a button-up shirt with the Taylor guitar, and it's like, you know, it's extremely just like, okay, I'm gonna try to be Matt Redman today, and this is my deal. And you know, it's like 600 college kids who are there because, you know, they have to repent for the night before, which is awesome. But I just felt like I grew up in a real small town in North Carolina, and church was like a meal, like a spiritual meal. It's like you went to church to get fed. Like you needed that, like being on the road for 6 months or 8 months. Like the thing I desired the most was to go home and go to church. And because you need that uplifting and you need that just refillment, you know what I mean? And it's hard to get it sometimes. And there's just not a lot. It seems to me seems to be like a little less support now for like Christian, like dudes who are out there trying to share the gospel. When you come home, it's just like,